Hello, 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 and welcome to yet another TRC podcast where we are just recovering from the Father's Day weekend. Levi Gates on my right.
Hello, hello, hello.
A dad. Anthony Fisher on my left.
Hello, hello.
A new dad.
Yes.
And me,
Welcome to the
not
club,
a dad.
Anthony.
Thank you. It feels good, Levi.
Yeah.
You know, it just,
But,
once you
congrats.
become a dad, your life changes, right? And
It really does.
And some people get it, and then some people don't.
Well, on Father's Day is a day to be honored.
Well, I've never been
right?
called dad without the
Yeah.
extra DY, but,
Yeah.
it's just...
Oh,
okay, there you go.
Those
that
kind of guys
is-
don't
All right.
count.
I hope that your mom doesn't listen to this
you
podcast.
just kind
Parents
of dance
own
around
this.
the subject.
Okay.
There you
Parents
go.
are
Yeah.
the ones that
So,
pay for this.
there you
but,
go.
okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, no, thank you. Happy Father's Day to all of the dads out there. G. Davis was great. He texted both Anthony and I in the morning to wish us both a happy Father's Day.
Some hilarious text, of course.
Great jokes. I, in turn, also sent him a message back wishing him a happy Father's Day as well.
Yeah.
And in hopes that his family would get him a brunch for one and $20 in singles
Yeah.
to be used at the local truck stop for scratch-offs or smokes.
That is
So-
perfect.
Yep. Thought that's something
Absolutely
he
perfect.
could enjoy. And, it really is the gift that keeps on giving.
It really
You
is
know?
there, Levi.
So, housekeeping. What's going
Yeah.
on?
So getting into that, right? So
Yeah.
this week, we just we're kind of. Last week was kind of a, what would you describe it as? Kind of getting back to normal week.
Yeah, basically. It was a nice getting back into the swing of things week because we all had taken a number of days off.
Yeah.
So it just felt good to kind of play catch up a little bit,
Yeah.
get everything going, and chill out.
Yeah,
So,
but so this week we've already gotten some stuff done. We've already started on some video shoots for some future stuff happening in about a month or so, and then we're also getting everything in line for the upcoming 4th of July sale.
Yeah.
Right. So I know some people are probably looking forward to that
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
as always we're gonna make it a little festive, make it exciting, right? We always got to go out with a bang on those big things.
That's right,
Literally.
yeah.
So we're gonna be getting all the material for that, and then also hopefully. I mean, I think we have some other cool videos being shot. With that hearse video that you did,
a hearse.
yeah,
Yes.
the hearse,
Yeah. Every time Gabe writes about it, he calls it the Hearst or Hairst.
Hearst
And then he
owned
spelled
a
it-
newspaper.
here's-
Hearst
also
is not a
said-
car you
He also
drive.
spelled it HURSE in the calendar, and I was like, "Wow, that's very." Do you not know how to say hearse? It's a hearse.
Yeah.
Yes, that's right. I detailed a hearse. That's what details with Levi coming up soon.
When's that coming out?
I think this weekend.
Man, that's
pretty
pretty
crazy.
exciting.
So,
Pretty
nice.
exciting.
People are gonna be looking forward to
We've
that.
got a lot of videos in the pipeline.
Yeah, we have a lot of videos in the
From our trip
pipeline.
and everything.
We have a lot to, really just a heck of a lot to do. But we had the PNS team here over last week, so obviously Kyle was here for the Q&A. Then the rest of the squad showed up for the open house on Friday, which was great. I mean, basically they got to come. I mean, it was roughly.
we only had about 6 members with their families.
Mafia
Yeah.
members with their families. So it was
really
still
nice folks, though. Really enjoyed
Great
it.
place.
Yeah, I mean, so it was roughly 20-something people or so, and basically gave him a tour. Levi, you gave him a full-on tour,
tour.
Of the new building as well, and then we got to kind of watch some videos we've been working on in the background with them.
Yeah.
So they got to kind of do a viewing of that to see it
Yeah.
for the first time, which is really cool. And then it was all in
Then it was
preparation.
lunch, and then we had some new PNS products that they could play with.
Oh,
we
yeah,
had
that's true.
the
Yeah.
boat here, so a lot of them pulled out. They Tone Zors was here,
Yeah,
rocking
do that,
a
Dino.
couple new polishers that he had purchased, so people were taking turns on those.
Yeah.
It was just kind of a hang out, have some fun, and then we had to wash Dane's car. He tricked us all into washing his car.
He always does that.
And
At no point did I
it was
ask
weird.
anybody that they had to wash my car, anything like that.
So let me set the scene real quick here. So Dane,
It just works out
So
that
Dane
way.
walks over, pulls his Thunderbird into the wash bay,
Yep.
Yeah.
exterior wash bay. Then he comes in and he's like, "Hey, so it's the black hose, right? To plug in for the
Yeah.
outside." And I
'Cause
said,
I'm
"Yeah."
gonna do it myself.
And he goes, "All right, cool."
Yeah.
And I go, "Just make sure you put a gun in before you turn the water on." The
And I
pressure
did put
washer
the gun on.
And he goes, "Okay, I got a
But-
gun." Let me go over there and I get it on, and then he goes, "Could you turn the water on for me?" And I said, "Yeah, I could do that for you." So I walk over and I turn the water on, and I believe Anthony, you were out there at the time with him.
Yeah.
And Dane sprayed water all over his face.
Yeah,
Like the
yeah,
gun was
totally.
leaking.
I got blasted.
Blasted him in the face. So
Yeah,
we're
straight
laughing.
up.
We go, "That's the wrong gun, bud." We grab it, give him the right
Well,
one.
nobody told me that it was missing an O-ring,
Yeah.
so I found out the hard way.
Yeah, so we get it all put back together for him, get it
Blow
going, and
nose.
go, "All right, Dane, here you go. Did you want some soap or something?" And he's like, yeah, I guess I should probably get some soap. And Anthony, being the kind, generous person he is, goes, let me mix up something special for you, Dane.
I'm
Let me
going
get a
to correct you there.
concoction there.
I said nothing about soap because I was just planning on going grabbing it. As I was walking back in, before I could say anything, Anthony's already walking over with the phone cannon set up. So I'm just like,
Because
oh,
I
geez,
saw
wow, okay.
how just the plugging in of the gun was going,
Yeah.
and I was like, he needs help.
Yeah, right?
I have to
Man,
help him.
see, I don't even have to say anything. It
Yeah.
just works out
then,
this way.
So then we get everything
I
going.
just wanna make that
and
clear.
Dane starts spraying it off with some water. And then Anthony kind of
no.
takes it and goes, "Here, let me try this. Let me spray this foam on there." So Anthony starts spraying the foam, and I think, well, I should probably go grab Dane a bucket because I'm a gentleman like that. So I go grab the bucket, have some
They're
water
so
and
nice,
some
you
soap in
guys.
it. I
They're
bring it
so
over and I
nice
set it
and
down, and I
helpful.
go, here you go, Dane, and I got you a couple chemicals that I think will work on the chrome. And Dane's like, "Oh, we're already foaming it." And I'm like, "Well, then I'll just spray this chrome stuff on there, help out, bring out some of that shine."
Wow.
Next thing I know, I look over and I keep thinking like, "Oh, Dane's gonna be right behind me with a wash mitt, start scrubbing or
I
doing
start
something."
filming because I'm like,
Dane
oh, wow.
has his camera out.
He's
and
like, "We're
He's
live."
like, "We're live on Instagram, ladies and gentlemen. What's going on?"
Yeah, I'm
Washing the
sorry. Do I
Thunderbird,
not
and I'm like,
bring you guys the
I
content?
guess we're washing his car now.
Because we waited so long for
was
the
weird.
T-Bird to get washed that I was like,
weird.
oh my God, this is a remarkable occasion.
It was sneaky. It's kind of
So I
like
just start filming.
It's
and
kind of like other situations that I've seen on the internet in which people are talked into doing things on camera.
Yeah, right.
The thing was,
They
though,
make 'em
it was
feel
what I
comfortable.
didn't say.
Yeah,
They
you
got
wanna
you guys
help out.
to do it.
Yeah.
You know,
I didn't have to say
Next thing
much.
you know, there's a camera on you. And,
I just knew I was surrounded by detailers that day, and
Mm.
if I put a car in a wash bay, things might happen. So, just
But
started
anyway,
filming.
thank you
Yeah.
to Tony and Andy and everybody that helped. Yeah,
Thank you, Bonnie. You're
Dane
absolutely
knows
right.
content when he sees it. Yeah, so
I'm a content fiend.
Yeah. So it was just funny, but everybody was great. It was awesome to have some
Yeah, it
help.
was.
Dane's car ended up bleeding profusely
Oh
because
my
of
God,
how
the
much
fallout
iron
remover on
was
it?
on it.
We've never had a car
Nope.
bleed from fallout
Nope.
remover that much.
That would-
and
that
I
would've
actually
been a
I have
perfect video
footage of that.
if
I
we
would
would've
like
had
to
that.
show that if Nick can pull up that clip where it was just absolutely insane. I gave him a lot of videos, so apologies if
probably
we can't
gotta
find
go
it right
through it
away.
all.
He may find it as we go on, but go ahead and continue.
But
When he
anyway,
finds
it
we'll
was
put
it was
on
great.
screen.
But the point was, we got Dane's car cleaned up. People were working on it. Tony jumped on. Tony, how do you guys say your last name?
Mazel?
Mazel. Okay.
Feel free to
Razzle
correct
Mazzle.
us.
We'll call it the Razzle Dazzle.
The
Tony the
Mazzle
Razzle
Dazzle.
Dazzle.
Tony Mazzle Dazzle.
Yeah. But Tony helped jump on it. We polished it out. The three of us, you, me, and Tony.
Well, we were
Give a
expecting
quick
it. Well,
buff.
we weren't even expecting it polished out because we finished the wash. And I go, okay, it looks pretty dang good. Then he pulled it in, and then Dane's just like, I'm just gonna do a little buffing on the hood. Maybe just do a little bit of something on it. Dane didn't pick up a polisher.
That's
No,
right.
he still had a
Seize the
camera. He still had a
opportunity.
camera in his hand. And he goes, Anthony, could you grab a vacuum and start cleaning that?
Oh, yeah.
Why don't you show the people how that vacuum works?
Yeah.
That spot.
The
Anthony's like,
two-stroke vacuum.
I don't know if I want, but Dane, what am I doing in here? He's like, why
Now
don't you
here's
just hop in
the
the back
part
seat there and start
where I
wiping
come
it down
in
for me?
and I say, I did in fact clean the interior.
You did.
all the
You
glass.
did. Yeah.
I drill brushed the carpet, which was, let's just say, that was an adventure.
Well, my favorite part was
No,
my favorite part was when Dane is squatting down next to the T-Bird, looking at the interior, and he just kind of looks at me and he just kind of goes, man, like, what should what
should I do here?
Yeah,
Hey
what
there,
do we,
detailing expert.
what do we
What
do
should I
here?
do?
I'm like, well, I probably should start with that carpet. He goes, okay, well, should start some spraying system. Oh, it needs to be
I got a little carpet, but there's the bleeding.
needs to be
Okay.
back.
Look at all the people we got out there.
Yeah,
watching.
we had a lot of people around, but oh my goodness, that thing was just.
Wow, that is pretty bad.
I mean, it was a massacre on the paint. It was really
it's pretty good.
madness. But it was nice to see it because we hadn't really gotten that effect on many cars we tried it on before. But this one just really stuck out because you guys, they started claying it and they were realizing, it
destroyed the
feels
clay
like there's some
bars quick.
stuff on here. It feels like there's still a lot of stuff on the surface, even though we washed this. why don't we try some chemical decon before going all in on the mechanical? And this is the result. So
It was bad.
yeah. Anyway, I just wanted to make sure you guys had a chance to see that, but it was
Yeah, pretty bad. So yeah, but anyways, Dane's looking at me like, "What the heck do I do on this interior?" I'm like, I don't know, Dane. Grab,
I was just thinking
grab some
express
stuff, right?
wipe down, and then something in the carpets, maybe carpet bomber, and then finisher or something.
So Anyway, so I vacuum, spray the carpets down, and then honestly, there was no other way than just a drill brush. You had to drill brush
you
it.
sprayed, I drilled.
It was bad enough to where I don't like drill brushing in carpets that much, but it was at that level of like, all right, it's not going to look any worse. So did it. Built up a delicious slurry of brown, whatever the heck you want to call it. All I know is it flung on me and got it on my skin. And it almost felt like it burned at first, but then I smelled it.
You leaned over at exactly the wrong time.
It smelled like vomit. And I go, well, that's pretty gross. And anyway, so the whole thing was pretty bad. But
Dane went full service validator mode.
I'll pull that up.
Valayer mode.
So Kirby Thompson, we actually used a discontinued product that just happened to have
we
some
found
extra
a bottle,
left
an
over.
Amazon return, woes,
Fallout.
Fallout
We
River,
didn't
and that's
know
what I
if it
cracked
would
and
even
threw on there.
Work
Yeah,
having
just
been
figured-
as old as it was, and it was a return and everything. But holy cow, like you saw. I mean,
That was it. But I just didn't want to use any of the other products at the moment.
No.
It was just we're using on Dane's car. We're just
They didn't
getting
want to
it.
waste
We're
the
just-
good stuff on me.
Well,
I get
it's
it.
just to literally we weren't planning on
honestly,
making a video.
we did waste the good stuff. That stuff
I was just
smells
saying, in
great.
fairness, that fallout remover,
is the
what
good
was fallout
stuff,
remover
but
was serious
it's-
stuff.
I know. I wish you wouldn't have used the whole bottle, Levi. I wish you would have saved
There's
some
still
for
plenty
me.
of it. There's still half of their bottle there.
Full service Valor. There we go.
Valayer, Dane,
A
is how you pronounce
Valayer.
that.
Valayer.
Dane Hennon.
But rest interior got cleaned up. We did Uno Protect and Beadmaker combo.
Richard.
Levi's infamous combo that he created, which was just
Yeah, it's
so
all
good.
me. It was fun. I told the story about how Morgan and I actually created that.
Yeah, it was really good. I mean, but that paint felt really slick. It looked a lot better. And I plasti dipped one of Dane's underskirt things.
So I spent
you did that. That was
$170
cool.
bucks on a skirt that was already rusty, but it was surface rust, so
It
it was
wasn't
actually
rusty,
a solid
Dane.
piece of
It
metal.
was missing paint.
No,
But
it was
on
covered.
the inside it was surface rusted. On the outside, it
was covered in
clearly
a
belonged to like a
snakeskin wrap.
lowrider or something. It had some crazy snakeskin wrap
Looked like
thing
a snakeskin
on
boot. It was
it. It
hideous.
was weird texture.
So I just plasti dipped over the damn thing,
Yeah.
and I said, "Whatever, screw it." Right?
Yeah.
This is
In the
just-
end, it was a good move.
This is the typical Dane fashion of Dane has a car show or something the next day or something of importance. And
Panic.
and he's panicked and so panicked that he feels comfortable filming, and then everybody else ends up getting the thing done, and he goes, "Wow, I feel much more confident now." And
Well, then he sells the thing and reaps the rewards.
Yeah.
And then goes, so you guys want to go to get some tacos? I'll buy. And we're like,
yeah. Hey, for all your help yesterday,
I've
what do you guys
already
think?
told you guys.
Taco Bell?
Anything,
Yeah, we're
anything
like,
I make
doesn't
over
count.
a
It
certain
doesn't-
amount on
doesn't
this,
count,
I will
Dane.
split evenly
Doesn't
with
count.
you guys. I won't
so-
even take that profit beyond that certain threshold.
Well, hey, we're fingers crossed.
So
We'll
here's
wait for
hoping
that.
it sells for at least that much.
Yeah.
he's like, I sold it for $12.5.
Yeah.
Oh, then you don't get
Sorry,
anything.
guys. Didn't get anything.
Dang.
Like, Dane, you still have a due bill.
If it exceeds 14,
We
you
have
guys
invoices
have got
that we
yourself
made
some
you.
money, though.
Nice. You guys get $25 a piece. Heck
And
yeah, I'll take
I
it.
love that, G. Yeah, no, that trunk is big enough. You probably could have
Yeah.
found Jimmy Hoffa in it, although now
but
he'd
it was-
be pretty old.
It was a good day. We hung out with everybody, and then Saturday morning was just a very fun morning.
Now we're kind of getting into the
It's kind of the weekend.
The weekend. So do you want to go ahead and tell your side of the story?
Well, I kind of want to give everybody a general first to start, and then we'll go individual. So
We got a ton
Saturday
of
morning,
pictures,
like
too.
we said, was the Hidden Springs Car Show. That was the reason all the PNS folks were in town. PNS has become a primary sponsor of that show, as well as, it's Sydney's show, so they wanted to help her out. And they bring a lot of volunteers. And that's been a really kind of a cool thing for us to be a part of because, one, we get a lot of detailers that come up to help with the car show. They come up for the weekend. And ipso facto, we get to hang out and see them. So Saturday morning was a great morning car show. They held it at Hidden Springs from till 2 o'clock.
Yeah.
Basically,
Nick, you can pull up the driving footage.
we
or
got a lot
something
of
going into it.
footage of that stuff, so you guys can kind of see. But it is a really cool show. I brought the red truck. My dad brought his silver truck. Dane, you brought the Thunderbird and your van. Gabe's 2 Toyotas were already up there.
Yeah.
Anthony came up with the family. And we set up a tent and we just kind of hung out. It was
worked out
great. We
great.
didn't set up a booth or
Yeah.
anything. We just set up our own TRC hangout spot. So we had our own place with a tent and shade and cooler with soda and water. And
then maybe the entrance side.
yeah, Nate came up. We just had everybody had a great kind of chill Saturday morning.
That's
it's upside down. So there's Dane's Thunderbird in the upside down.
And your dad's truck parked next to
Yep.
me.
Yeah,
Sorry for it being upside
Wow,
down.
that
guys.
is very strange, making me nauseous. Don't know where I am. But anyway, those were kind of the Saturday morning vibes. It was the reason we did everything on Friday to get ready for it. So as to my Saturday, my weekends here.
Oh, yeah.
So Saturday, good morning, Gabriel.
Good morning.
Saturday,
Oh, he's got the picture too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
that's
very,
awesome,
very
Gabriel.
nice.
That's sweet, man.
It was great to meet you, Gabriel.
Saturday, I got up. I spent Friday night after I got home, washed the red truck, got it looking sharp, loaded it up with the tent, the cooler, and all that stuff. And then Saturday morning, headed over to my dad's, picked my dad up. We drove the 2 trucks up to the show, got there about 7:45 Hidden Springs, and then got in, parked, and loaded up and started setting up our stuff. All day Saturday, I thought was a great day. I had a ton of fun with it.
Yeah.
And then I went to, I drove home on Saturday afternoon, made it home, picked up Augie at his friend's house because he had gone to a play date, then got home, and then Carly and Hadley showed up, and we just kind of had a pretty chill evening at home. We didn't do much.
Well, because you're wanting to prepare for Father's Day.
I wanted
because
to-
that's the thing, though.
right.
I mean, you worked the pretty much half the day.
Yeah. So,
right? And then after
well,
that,
no, here's what
you
I
know-
did.
Oh.
Saturday, I technically worked the
Yeah.
car show. Then when I got home, a friend of mine had dropped off a vehicle
Oh,
for me
more
to detail.
detailing to do.
So
you're like, God, Father's Day can't come soon
yeah,
enough, right?
so I was like, man, I want to try and get as much of this truck done because I want to relax on Sunday.
Yeah.
So Saturday, thankfully, this truck, 11,000 miles on it. It's a 2014 Silverado HD 2500.
You're getting into your weekend now, but
Silver.
you're doing
very clean
that's
truck.
Okay. But remember, you
No,
said
I'm just
an
telling you. I'm
overview.
still-
Okay.
I'm just telling you, this is a clean vehicle.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's just a silver pickup, plastic floors, vinyl seats, only 10,000 miles on it, even though the truck's almost 10 years old. Brand new truck, right?
Yeah.
So I brought it on because I thought I could use the money, and it's a very easy vehicle to do. So Saturday afternoon when I got home with Og, Carly and Hadley showed up. They had gone and done some shopping and stuff. I started working on the truck, and I told Carly I'm going to try and bust out as much as I can before bedtime for
Yeah.
the kids' bedtime. That way I don't have to worry about it too much tomorrow. And she's like, oh, yeah, go for it. Get it, go. So I run out there.
Well, you're working hard for before Father's Day, right? You wanna enjoy
Right.
that
Well, and
day.
it was warm. You know,
Yeah.
it was pretty warm. It was about 78 degrees. Wasn't too bad.
It was
So
just right.
turned the fans on in the shop. Got the solution package working. The cooling solution package moving around.
It's just like 5 fans.
Yep. Got them all going. Circulating
Still
air.
sounds like a cooling solution.
Yep.
I mean, spritz a
Anyway,
little
got
water
the
behind it.
interior of the truck done. Got the outside prepped and ready to go for tomorrow. And I thought, man, I'm tired. And it was 6:00, right? And but what I think it was the sun, because we had been out in the sun all day at the car show. I think it slowed me down.
I
right?
realize this is
I
going
got
to
a little bit
sound
of
really
heat.
dumb, but the sun felt significantly hotter than the ambient temperature
Agreed.
that it was outside.
Yes.
Anytime you're in direct sunlight, it felt not just normal sun amount hotter. It felt significantly hotter being anywhere in direct sunlight.
Yeah.
Like the UV exposure was higher or something.
Yeah, I felt
'Cause I got burned.
So I got burned too, and I felt like I had a little heat stroke.
Yeah.
So by like 6:00, I wasn't
Heat
feeling
exhaustion.
I was
heat
going to say,
exhaustion.
stroke is pretty extreme.
Heat
but-
exhaustion
yeah,
is what I felt, and so I was like, man, I don't feel good, and so I stopped where I was on the car. I went inside the house. I told Carly I'm going to take a shower. I got to cool off. Like I'm just
Yeah, cold shower
overheated. So take a shower, feeling a little better, and we read. We eat some dinner. We put the kids to bed, and I'm like, all right, we can chill out. It's going to be great. Tomorrow's Father's Day. It's going to be a good day.
Yeah.
And so in my head, I'm planning. I'm thinking, all right, I'm going to wake up. Maybe they're going to give
Breakfast
me
in
presents.
bed,
Maybe
right?
they can make me breakfast.
Breakfast
What
in
kind of weird
bed,
concoction
right?
is Augie going to do? Because the last time he made me this weird Pop-Tart thing that I wasn't very excited about.
But hey, you know what?
But I
It's the
thought, you know
right?
what? Let's just enjoy whatever they give me. It's always a fun surprise.
It's your day.
Right? Yeah. So I'm thinking this is gonna be awesome. So in my head, I'm preparing. I'm thinking, all right. So maybe we're gonna go. Maybe we'll go have food. Maybe my mother-in-law will make us food or some. Maybe there'll be something. Right? So I'll
Yeah.
get breakfast. Then I'll get some gifts. Then maybe I can. There's the other Father's Day car show. I'll go take them to that. Maybe I can do that. Check that out. So go to sleep. Wake up the next morning. Thankfully, I got to sleep until about 9 o'clock.
That's pretty good.
I woke up at 7
Yeah.
and 7:30 and 8 and 8:30 and 9.
So it didn't really
to
feel
Hadley
like sleeping
to
in.
Carly going, shh, not yet, not yet, guys. Let him sleep. Not yet.
And it's
Guys,
always too late. Once the seal
not
is
yet.
broken,
Yeah.
going back
Right?
to sleep
So I'm like,
sucks.
She's trying. So bless her for trying to keep
Yeah,
the kids out.
that's still very
9
nice.
a.m. She's like, okay, you can come in. So they wake me up. Got my presents. I got a caddy, a little box to hold all my s'mores stuff.
Oh, that's pretty nice.
I got some
actually.
extra tongs. There's
Yeah.
some sticks, skewers for the fire.
Yeah.
Right, so I can cook some more s'mores or hot dogs or other pieces of meat.
Yeah.
Sure.
So that was very nice. It was like, wow, holy cow, thanks guys. Got a hammock
Wow.
to tie around some trees.
Okay.
That's a great deal.
I already
Yeah.
have one of those, but I have another one now.
Yeah.
So that's pretty dope.
Yeah.
His and hers,
So,
perhaps?
yeah, so I was like, this is all right, cool. Thank you guys. Like I was very excited. They got me some cool stuff for Father's Day. So I was like, wow, thanks guys. And then Carly goes, all right, well now we got to let's get our breakfast. Let's get it ordered. Do you want to drive to McDonald's and go pick it up?
Yeah.
And I said, oh, sure, I can. Yeah, let me get dressed. That's fine.
At least you can find what you pick.
Yeah,
what
I'm
you want,
like, all right,
right?
I'll just go to
It's just-
McDonald's and get my own breakfast. It's cool. So
Yeah.
not a big deal.
Yeah.
Hop in the truck, get Augie with me. We head on over to McDonald's. We're laughing, telling stories. Augie's telling me all this stuff. Order our food. We run by the gas station, pick up some morning sodas, right,
of course.
for the family.
Yeah.
So get that. And I'm like, all right, pretty nice. Everyone's, hey, happy Father's Day when I walk in. It was really nice. And we get home, we sit down, we start eating. It's great.
Yeah.
I go, so I'm thinking I'm going to take the kids to the Father's Day car show here in about an hour. So
downtown.
downtown.
Yeah.
So I said, could you guys, let's get dressed. Let's get ready to go. And so Carly goes, that's a great idea. While you guys are there, I'm going to take a bath. And I go, oh, you're not coming with us? She's like, no, I'm going to have a little alone time, hang out by myself. And I'm like, cool, okay, cool.
Yeah.
So I'll take the kids. That's fine. Let's go hang out.
Secret Mother's Day.
That's what dads do with their kids on Father's Day is go to a Father's Day cart, right? So my brother,
Yeah.
it's going to be great. So I head on over and we get to the car show, see my dad there, my Uncle Bruce there again.
Yeah.
Have a blast.
All the
hang
same
out.
vehicles
Yeah,
as
so there's me
before,
and the
yeah.
kids. It's right at the Capitol. So
That's
That's cool.
It was a nice family
got
outing
to have.
there.
Yeah.
It was a beautiful day, gorgeous
Yeah.
day. It was cold. It was really cold in the wind, but good show. Wandered around. So that last picture was the other car show, Hidden
Oh,
Springs.
cool. Oh, yeah,
But,
you're okay.
but yeah, so we had fun. But I was like, awesome. The kids are like, man, we're hungry, and I'm like, okay, well, it's 1:00.
Yeah.
I got to get that truck done. So we head home. Get back home, and I tell Carly, I'm like, hey, I need to get going on this truck, and she's like, okay, have fun.
Yeah.
So I spend the last hour and a half just hauling ass to get this truck finished. I get it finished, truck's done, pull it out, text my buddy, hey man, it's ready to go, come get it. And he's like, awesome, on my way over right now, I'll be there in about 20 minutes. I'm like,
Yeah.
perfect. So Carly goes, what do you want to eat for dinner since it's Father's Day? What do you want to have?
Oh, yeah.
And I said, gosh, I don't know. What are you thinking? And she goes, well, it's your choice. And I go, what? I guess, do we got hot dogs? She goes, no. I go, do we have any burgers? Do we got any steaks? She's
Yeah.
like, no.
Yeah.
Didn't go
Okay.
shopping for any of that stuff. And I'm like, oh, okay. What are we going to make? And she's like, what do you want?
Yeah.
Well, apparently every time
Well,
I say something, we don't have it.
if the offer's there and she's willing to go get it, then
Yeah, it sounds like.
So I was like, oh, hot dogs would be great. And she's like, awesome. Well, grab your keys and go grab them.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
There you
all
go.
right. So I go to the store and I go shopping for all
all your stuff.
the stuff
yeah.
I want to eat. Right.
Happy
Yeah.
Father's Day.
So again, pick up some cookies, pick up some chips.
Yeah,
get
well, I mean,
kinda
it's your
stuff I
Father's
want.
Day. You can at least
Yeah.
choose
Yeah.
the way you
We'll
want
pick
to
the food,
choose your
right?
path.
Yeah.
Sometimes it might be easier that way than letting somebody else.
Well, yeah,
take
letting
some-
somebody else pick
exactly.
for you.
It's kind of nice. It's like a gift card, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rather get a gift card than a gift that you really didn't want.
It's like
Yeah.
where it's like close, but it
Yeah,
kind of misses
exactly.
the mark. And
My kids did a good job, and my wife
Should
gave
be
me the
grateful
gifts that I wanted.
regardless,
I was
but-
very excited to get those gifts. So then I get home. My buddy pulls up, and he's like, hey, here's your money. Here's the truck. Looks awesome. Thanks, man. And leaves. And I'm like, awesome. I go out, fire up that barbecue.
Yeah.
Get to that barbecue. It's not lighting.
Dang, yeah.
No.
I'm like, I'm out of propane.
Oh no, the worst when you
So I head over to the forge.
Yeah. Okay.
Pull that propane tank.
Ooh.
Yeah.
It's empty.
Sacrificial. Oh man.
And I go, son of a. So then I got to the Jarl's hangout out
Ooh,
front.
the propane tank. Yeah.
There's a propane tank out there. Unhook that one.
Isn't that like a much smaller one then?
They're all 3 tanks are the same size.
Oh, okay.
Walk back over, open that tank up. It's also empty.
Wow, it's like you use these things.
I go through quite a bit of propane daily.
No, I'm saying that as a compliment.
So
You actually use them.
I'm like,
Dang.
I need
I'm
to
out
go
of
to one of
propane.
those exchanges.
I'm out of propane. I need to go swap a tank. And Carly goes, well, we don't have to have hot dogs. We can have cereal. And I said,
That's like the worst.
I'm gonna
That's like
go.
the worst offer somebody
I'm
gets.
gonna go switch this tank for propane
This is like a day of like
because I'm not gonna not do it now.
expectations.
I've gone
Yeah.
shopping for hot dogs.
Like started great, like was a
Man.
strong intro, and then just starts kind of tearing
So
off.
hop in the car, head over to the gas station, swap the tank, 1 tank out of my 3,
Yeah.
head back home, put the tank on, hook it up, fire up the machine, get them hot dogs going, get them cut the way I like, get them all running on there, doing my thing, cooking them on my man grate, making all the magic, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, we can do this. This is going to be delicious. It's going to be awesome.
It's the comeback. Yeah.
Get my cheese cut, put my cheese on my hot dogs, all the stuff I want to do. Pull them off, get them ready to go. I go, all right, guys, let's eat.
Yeah.
Carly comes in. She's like, wow, they look great, babe. You did a good job. Hadley comes in. Oh, I love these hot dogs. These look awesome, Dad. And Augie goes, so I hate hot dogs. I'd like a bowl of cereal, please, for dinner.
Wait, has he demonstrated
And I
a
go-
hatred towards hot dogs in the past?
And I go,
Ever?
all right, listen, dude.
Yeah.
Here's the deal.
Oh.
Your dad makes some of the finest hot dogs this world has ever seen.
Yeah.
And it's a proven fact.
Okay. If you ever enter these in a hot dog contest.
I grew up on
Yeah.
boiled hot dogs.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which humbles most people because
Yeah.
it's that first kind of.
It's disgusting.
Hey, growing
Well-
up on the poor side, it was definitely something that you just have like little sliced hot dogs.
No,
and that would be your
boiled
whole
hot
dinner, and that's
dogs,
something
right,
you
are
could-
not
yeah.
are not nothing to be ashamed of. I mean, they're actually quite,
Damn it, you Davis.
they're quite delicious. So,
But basically,
yeah.
I make
So,
the best
I
version
sit
of
there-
something you don't like, Augie.
exactly. And that's what I said. And then Carly's
Which
like, yeah,
won't impress
I don't
you
know if
at
you
all.
know this. Your dad's pretty much a hot dog king.
yeah.
And I said, that's right. Thank you for that. So I make him eat 3 bites of his hot dog. And he's sitting there pretending to throw up every time he takes a bite
Kids are
Dry
so
heaving.
dramatic.
while he's eating my hot dogs that I just slaved over that fire for.
Wow.
Now, we finish up. We read. They get done eating. We read. And I look at my wife and I go, I just want to lay on the couch and watch TV. And she goes, yeah, okay, cool. And then she picks out Goodfellas for me. A movie I've seen over 200 times and arguably one of my favorite movies.
I was just saying,
top
fairness,
3,
great movie.
top 3 of my entire
Fantastic
life.
movie.
And we sit and enjoy that for the evening.
Oh, that's nice.
And so my Father's Day ended strong.
So it was a sandwich.
So it's kind of a sandwich. Started out awesome.
Strong, ended strong.
Ended strong. The middle was just kind of like I had to pull some leaves or some of the lettuce out, some of the onions. I kind of had to get rid of some of the vegetables that were in there. But it was a great Father's Day nonetheless.
Martin Scorsese saves the day.
So it's just that. My top 3 movies that I could watch always, Big Lebowski, Goodfellas, and I'm blanking on the third now that I just said that. I shouldn't have said
Very
that.
true. Also,
But-
pretty Gen X answer too.
Those are
Yeah.
really I guess those 2
Boondock
are,
Saints?
Boondock Saints
Oh,
is the
gosh.
third. No, I can't watch Boondock Saints that much. I've watched it a lot.
At all.
I've watched it a lot. It is
wrong.
it is the penultimate.
You guys
cinema.
like it.
One of the greatest movies of all time, of our generation.
It's great.
Made by a prominent filmmaker who's probably known as the Scorsese of his time.
True.
And young Dane Hennon even said that a couple times, which I thought was very strange considering his hatred of the movie.
Strange.
So, but-
Dane, let's go ahead and jump into your weekend.
Well, my weekend more or less functioned similar to both of yours. I would think. You
You
know,
also
on
had
Saturday.
hot dogs on Father's Day?
No, not so much on
Got woken
Father's
up by
Day,
by
but
children.
on Saturday. No, that would be weird. On Saturday.
Who
on
are
Saturday,
you?
Wake up, Dave. Like, oh God.
I'm just going to go through a whole parade of pictures we got because, let's be honest, my children are cars. So, yeah, we'll go through and look at some of the
All right,
cars
here we
that
go.
Nick will present to us from the show on Saturday. I won't have to explain all the events of the day, but we'll just kind of do like a cavalcade of, okay, looking around. Now, of course, there is my van, followed by the T-Bird, and then Levi's dad's truck, and then the red truck, infamous as it is, and then Gabe's two
Look how
Toyotas.
red that thing
Then we have
is.
upside down footage. For some reason, I don't understand why it does that, but
Dane,
that
were
is
you?
something that
It's in the
yes,
upside down.
there we go. Reverse the footage. Oh, and this is just a series of people looking at the cars and then not calling me. So that's fun. I really enjoy this like man on the street type action. But yeah, we were basically sitting over in the tent, and anytime somebody walk over by the car, there were many people interested in it, but nobody called the number. And then this giant freaking snow cone thing that Josh's kids had, that was colossal. That thing was ridiculously huge. They both had them. But yeah, it was the size of like a cantaloupe. It was just ridiculous.
For what it's worth, Josh's kids are Josh.
They
Oh
are.
my God, they really
They're
are.
younger
They
versions.
really are.
There is no denying the fact that those boys
are his children.
are his children, man. Because like they are talking, and I'm like, oh,
Sorry for the
you-
upside down footage.
And I'm like,
again.
you
I think
are
it's just something
you
in
are
the
Josh.
processing.
you are both
They
of
are.
you.
Yeah, so there's our crew. We were all
Yeah,
hanging
so
out.
we got a lot of the people there, and that was the military truck. And more people looking
Yeah,
at.
that
I had a
military
lot of
truck was
footage
my
of that.
uncle's.
I have other things besides this footage too. Don't
Is
worry,
there anything
guys.
else to this car show, Dane? Other than
There
your-
are people looking at your
So
car.
that was fun. One of the guys actually brought their
Andy.
own Japanese right-hand drive van, which I really appreciate. It's
Oh,
a
that's
big
the-
brother to my town ace.
that's
It's
the-
called a high
That's the
ace.
real one. That's
That's
the, high
the big
ace.
boy. Now, granted, I have an advantage over him. I have push-button four-wheel drive. He's just stuck in four-wheel drive.
doesn't
all
have
the time.
four-wheel drive.
So I have the ability to go rear-wheel drive and get slightly better gas mileage.
Yeah.
But it's
But he also
trade-off.
has more room.
He definitely has more room. There's a significant difference in the amount of space.
Well, he also
in high
Andy
ace.
has 7 children.
Yeah,
Came
he
up
kind
with.
of needs that. But I also wanted to show some of the other cars at the show. There's some very interesting builds. that
Yeah,
people
go for
have.
it.
So if we can pull up, say, the green Studebaker, very interesting. Kind of had black wheels and black grill and green paint. It was very interesting, but it was all swapped with Cadillac stuff inside.
Ooh, very nice.
So that was very
Stressing
interesting.
Nick out on
XLR
that
parts
side.
Yeah,
and
Nick,
other
you
things,
sent him
but
too much stuff.
I sent him so much stuff,
You
and
can't-
I
you can't-
apologize.
You can't
in
find
advance
it.
for
Move
that.
on.
But yeah,
else did you
honestly, the most interesting car
Nick,
the
just
whole
play
show
some
to me,
pictures. It's
the
totally
Bizzarini P538. Now that was something that I did not expect to see at this car show.
Okay.
That's for sure. Because generally, I don't know if it was a real one or if it was a kit, but I don't know anybody who makes a Bizzarini P538 kit.
Apparently, that was what I heard. Was that's a real car?
That's okay. If it's a real one, do you know what that's worth?
$100,000,
Way more.
$200,000,
Way more.
$700,000.
Pretty much on the money for the
Oh,
way
wow.
that the ones at auction go for it, and some go higher than that. So, yeah, pretty insane. It's the blue car with the yellow cowls behind the seats. I don't know if you have that photo handy, but if you could pull it up, it'd be very cool. It's basically a very 60s Le Mans prototype racer looking car, but sounded amazing when it went driving by. It looked amazing. And yeah, it was just very cool. And then there was those really cool custom cars like that Cadillac Coupe de Ville and the Lincoln Zephyr were very,
Those two
very
had a
well
lot
done.
of work done. That Cadillac won Best of Show,
That
and then
pink
it
one,
was
that thing
at
was
the. It
nuts.
was also at the
okay. Here's the
Father's Day.
Bizzarini here. So super cool, like old school race car type thing, and it was raw, but man, that was cool. And yeah, no, Bonnie's right. It looked like a life size Hot Wheel, pretty much. But yeah, super super cool. And we got David here saying, "What's up, guys?
What's up, man?"
David.
But yeah,
And then if I can get a picture of that pink Cadillac, that was also really something. That was so cool. And of course, I'm making Nick dig through this stuff, so apologies.
you shouldn't
but-
have sent him so many.
I know, I sent him
pictures,
so much stuff.
hard
But that's
to-
what happens when you're the guy who captures the media.
file
It's
of
just,
stuff.
that's just the way
Well,
it
do
goes.
you want to just talk about your experience
Yeah,
there?
so my experience there was fun. I enjoyed getting to walk around. I hung out with Tony a lot. And then after the show was over, we all just kind of went over and had a beer over by the Merc. And there's the Cadillac
Nice.
there from the front, very cleaned up. At the side, it was like a chop top. The whole thing was just so cool.
Marilyn Monroe.
But yeah, very, very classy in its own way. But yeah, no, had a lot of fun walking the show. I did see some cars there that surprised me that I didn't expect to see. And then others where I knew I would see them again, like that lady with the Mini. She's always so great. She's really, really nice. And I didn't realize she also had multiple Minis. So she has a newer little Cooper coupe,
Yeah.
Little
Yeah, her
backwards
husband
baseball
was
cap
driving
looking
that
thing.
one.
She loves that one too, apparently. So very cool. But yeah, mostly my stuff is just car talk. So reality was Bonnie pointed out something interesting. Or was it? No, it was a different lady there who said something about, I've never seen more Labradoodles in one place than at this show.
Oh,
there was
Hidden Springs
strangely
is a
high
Labradoodle.
percentage of people who own Labradoodles.
They breed them over there with
That would kind of feel like it makes sense because the only other dogs were like little German Shepherds or Aussies.
Well, it's the perfect Hidden Springs
Dog.
It makes sense.
right? They're well tempered. They have a good temperament. They don't, shed horribly, and maybe
it's just
beauty is
my-
in the eye of the.
I was about to
Yeah,
say,
right.
maybe I'm just really judgy, but I think they look funny.
I think it's the temperament thing. You know what I'm saying?
David, I'll put him in an album. Don't worry, I'll put some.
Kind of like a Shih Tzu, right?
Yeah.
Where it's
Yeah.
like dog's not the best looking, but it's fun.
Or just generally where you look at a dog and you're like, that's an old lady dog. Like you just know when you see, you're like, yes, that's an old lady or an old man dog. Like just,
Okay.
yeah, there's judgment in place, but at the same
Yeah,
time,
but those dogs are owned by young families.
oh no, I'm not talking about the Labradoodle though. I'm talking about like a Cocker Spaniel or like a little Pekingese or something like that. You're like, oh, that's exactly like, yeah, okay, I can tell. Like I could see the owner already. Just see the dog.
Well, what are you trying to say? when you see a
Yes,
golden
I judge
retriever,
dogs.
when you see a golden retriever, do you think Anthony or do you think
Now Sydney brings up a
great
point.
family dog?
I wouldn't realize it's primarily shed free world by the cars I do up here. Yeah, you probably run into a lot of dog fur up there.
Well,
I wouldn't be
Labradoodles,
surprised.
but they're typically shaved pretty short, right?
they're
Isn't that
usually-
isn't that the
yeah.
typical way that
The
a
goal
Labradoodle
of those
is?
is that they're also they're
Hypoallergenic.
hypoallergenic and they don't shed.
Yeah, and it's their heads and they're like that have the curls and they usually trim everything else. I don't know. I don't.
Anyway,
it's green.
Back to
Going
the
off
day.
topic, but that was essentially the day. I know you guys are bored.
So you got some
but
beers.
That's most of the
The
thing.
Mercantile.
So, yeah, we hung out at the Merc, and I sat there with Kyle and Bob and Bunny and Tony and my parents and everybody, Sydney. We all just kind of sat there and just talked about the show. It was really nice, and everybody
Nice.
caught up for a little bit, and then it was over, and everybody went home. I was fortunately helped by Tony and Bunny, who helped me move my cars back. So basically, I let Tony drive the van because I was like, hey, you want to do something fun? Drive a right-hand drive van.
That is fun.
Drive it back to TRC so that I could take the T-Bird back to TRC and drop it off there and then take the van home. He's like, all right. And then Bonnie's like, wait, do I sit in the back? And I was like, you sit wherever you want, do that. And she's like, I'd rather ride in the T-Bird. And it's like, oh, okay, because I guess how many opportunities to get with an old car. But the van too is cool. But
Well,
I
how many
realize
other
the
times do you
T-Bird-
get a chance to get like
Yeah,
asbestos
so
poisoning and
basically-
and possibly some type of black mold, right? I
Hey,
don't
we
know.
cleaned that thing, and it's not.
If anything's gonna have asbestos, I don't even think a car can have that, but that car could.
Man, the number of things that can cause cancer in a car that old.
I cut myself in that car multiple times. I got my tetanus shot. Though.
I got my tetanus shot.
Yeah.
Anyway, got him back there. So thank you to Tony and Bunny. That was very nice. I really appreciated that.
Yeah.
And that was basically Saturday in a nutshell. Was more or less that.
Yeah.
But Sunday, being Father's Day, met up with my folks downtown at Anthony's restaurant.
Thanks.
At the
Thanks for
base,
supporting.
You're welcome.
the
Glad to
business.
support.
So that's Tony's new wings and berries.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Breakfast joint?
it's like not a seafood restaurant. It's like a steakhouse, but they specialize.
It's called
in seafood
Anthony's
and stuff.
Fish House.
Yeah.
Oh.
So
It's literally everything about my name.
Yeah.
So
Seafood
Fish House.
Fantasias. What are those? Those boils, lobster
Mm-hmm.
boils.
Yeah, well, the thing is, Anthony's put McGrath's Fish House out of business. But McGrath's is
Hey,
already
my dad was
struggling.
very excited when Anthony's came to town because it was a place he used to go to all the time up in Washington.
Seattle, yeah. It's
That
pretty
was a
popular.
place-
All
That
right.
was a place that we had up in Seattle. So yeah, I guess it counts as a chain. But I make exceptions to every rule.
At least it wasn't Red
But,
Lobster, right,
yeah.
Dane?
Oh no, David's saying, Dane, you kind of literally did what my old boss does. He has 6 to 7 employees drive one of his cars this show. Though we had 8 cars out there, there's still 4 or 5 left in the building. Well, you know.
Gabe's even worse.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Gabe's even worse. Gabe has like 17 vehicles, and he has to like have people drive all of them, and he's not even there.
Yeah, he didn't even show up. I had to
But
do all
he
the
will tell
paperwork
you.
for
He
him.
will tell you to your face, "Don't you put too many miles on that. Don't you do it. Don't even think about taking an extra like secret route you know about. Don't even do it. If it's more miles, I don't want it."
Yeah, does not want
That's when you
I
make
gotta
up a
preserve
story and
those
you say, well, that road was getting tarred, and
Yeah,
I either
yeah.
had to drive through a tarry
Would you still
road.
like to drive
He's
over
like,
it?
Oh no.
And then it's like the mental
I had to
calculus.
take a
of,
250-mile detour.
thanks.
He's like, well, I guess you did do what you had to do, right?
no, like he would get mad over a 5-mile detour.
I only put enough gas in it
Yeah.
to know how long, how many miles I'm getting.
Well, come on, which is it?
Yeah.
So yeah, Anthony's Fish House. Went there for a lovely kind of breakfast brunch thing. Met up with my folks. I didn't realize at a jump you can park in the parking garage down below and just ride the elevator up straight into the restaurant. So that was cool.
That is sweet.
But nice touch there. Had some blueberry crepes for breakfast. Delicious. Wonderful. Enjoyed that. Liz was there and my parents are there. My brother unfortunately couldn't make it, but he sent his regards, and then we all caught up yesterday, Monday.
Well, that's not how Corey becomes the favorite son, right?
No.
Well, I mean, hey.
Just to be a brunch.
So Dane, you're doing God's work right there.
Well, he's very busy doing important things, so
Yeah,
he's fully capable.
but
I don't want to play favorites here.
yeah.
But no, it was nice, and just getting catch up. Gave my dad a card that made him nearly cry, so that was
Oh,
nice. Very
that's nice,
effective
yeah.
tool. But I want to show him I care. So it was a nice bit, and it was really nice to just be able to kind of go downtown. I guess it was happening at the same time as the show was. Like this is around 11.
Yeah, the show. There's this Father's Day car show downtown was from like 9 to 2.
Okay, yeah. So it was kind of
Same thing,
overlap
same
there
price.
because I saw some
Took
cars
time.
go by where I'm like, oh, that's nice, and then
Yeah.
I remembered about the car show. So, yeah, I mean, Sunday was pretty chill. Other than that, though, it was just time spent with my folks, and then coming with some plans to go. I guess look at some stuff that I may be able to talk about later, and kind of thing. So interesting stuff. But yeah, that was pretty much it. For
Wait,
the
do we
time
know
being.
about that stuff?
No,
we
probably
don't,
not.
We don't know about that stuff. We're not allowed to know
we'll
about
see.
that stuff.
I'll tell you guys later. Anyway, so working on that, but really not a lot else happened other than Monday was Liz's birthday. So we
Oh, happy
celebrated
birthday,
Liz's
Liz.
birthday
Nice.
there.
Yeah.
So happy birthday,
Yeah.
Liz. And she wanted it simple. And I think it was funny. It almost felt kind of like your Father's Day where it was like, oh, what do you want to do? And it's just like something very simple. So it's like, oh, okay, we could do that. But no, she just wanted pack out. That's all she wanted for the whole day. She's like, just give me a Western burger.
You
from
guys
Pack
should
Out
go get
and
mani
I-
pedis
A-okay.
today. Damn. Have you had a manicure? What about a pedicure? It would be fun.
I have not gotten either. Of
No,
those.
dude. You honestly, Dane, I think you would like
think
it.
Dane
But
would-
she
I think Dane
has
would enjoy that.
a very nice Two Rivers gift card now that she can use.
Okay,
so,
I was gonna say
yeah.
that, or go. I mean, go with her.
Just
That'd
go
be
any
a
of
fun,
the
be a
places,
fun thing,
yeah.
and I would like to hear your experience.
I think that'd be awesome.
Did it once for a work team building exercise and was so confused on why how it worked, and then I sat
catch 'em
there,
off guard.
and then the lady starts like massaging my calf. I go, oh wow, that's nice, and didn't feel weird about it, man.
No.
Just let it happen.
Congrats, Cameron.
Took Addie to the zoo for Father's Day, and we had a blast. That's very nice,
Nice.
Cameron.
Awesome, man. Dane had Liz pick him up.
Nah, that's my birthday.
Oh, that's so funny.
Oh man. Well, so that's basically it. I
Okay.
didn't have too much
Nice.
other interesting stuff to share other than a
Yeah.
absolute mountain of pictures from the show, but I'm not
Yeah.
going to bore you with all that. So
Anthony,
anyway, Anthony.
Yeah,
first Father's Day in
Yes.
the book.
How
Yeah,
was
first,
it?
First Father's Day weekend. So
This
kind
was
of
my,
going back.
This was my for those keeping score. This was my 11th Father's Day.
yeah.
Good for you.
So I wish I would have taken. I mean, honestly, I have a ton of pictures. I didn't send them to Nick, so my bad. But yeah, my Friday was pretty laid back at home, just kind of hung out, and then Saturday. What did I end up doing? I think Saturday, maybe Friday. Was it Friday evening? I washed my car. I think it was Friday evening. I think I washed the Civic, or I did something like that. And then Saturday, because the plan was to go to the Hidden Springs Car Show, Katie joined me with Lucy, and we drove together. Went down there, and Katie's been with me to like a lot of car shows in the past,
Yeah.
like when we were first started dating. But she would come with me to these,
It was like
these-
IR 208
these
or something.
hoodlum car shows,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
These
Yeah.
in
Where
these
it's put
tuner-
on by like young car people who just
Yeah,
want to get a
you
bunch of
know,
Hondas
the
together.
tuner stuff.
Yeah.
And
Thank
she
you,
went out
Kelly.
with me to that, and she goes, "So what do you do here?" And I'm like, "You just kind of walk around and look at
On the
people's
hot
cars,
asphalt.
and then you just people watch because there's a lot of strange people here." And she's like, "Okay." And so she was that's her idea of a car
Right,
show
yeah.
that I go to. So the Hidden Springs car show, when I kind of was describing it to her, was it was much different than what she was expecting. So, and she had never actually been out into Hidden Springs,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
She's been around
Okay,
it, but
so
she's never gone kind of into that community. And it was funny because our conversation leading up to that point, I was like, "What are your what are your thoughts on Hidden Springs?" And she goes, "I don't know. Like, I remember back in the day, there's like some weird rumors. And
No, there's
stuff."
always
And
rumors.
I was like, "Yeah, it is what it is."
They
And-
lean into it too.
But right when we pulled into it and we actually started driving through, she goes, "Ooh, I like this. This is nice."
Yeah.
She's like, "This is really nice." And it's funny because back in the day, right,
Yeah.
when you'd think, okay, like Stepford Housewives, or you'd think of like, whatever the heck goes on.
Oh, no,
It'd be-
anybody who hasn't been there before, that's their first
it's-
thought when they drive in. Is like,
And
Yeah, it's
but
like Smallville.
now that community has matured a lot through
Yeah.
like
It's been-
the
it's-
actual
It's 25 years
trees.
old now.
the trees are tall now.
the
It doesn't
trees
look.
and everything.
Yeah.
Now that's
Yeah.
matured, it's actually it's very beautiful. And so we start driving through, and she's like, "Wow, I really like this." And we get out and we start heading in. There's a stroller confusion at the beginning where
they were
weren't-
basically telling people no strollers.
What?
Yeah.
One gate was saying no strollers, and Anthony had to pull out the.
Do you know who I am?
Do you know who I am?
Just kidding.
Do
I didn't
you
say-
know
I did not
who
say
I
that.
am?
No, yeah.
will rue
It
the
was
day,
just-
sir.
Honestly, it was just a lady that was overly concerned because
Yeah.
she wasn't rude or anything like that. She was just like, "I don't know what the rules are." She's like, "It says nothing on wheels." I'm like, "What does that mean? Nothing on wheels?" Like, she's like, "Well, no rollerblades, no skateboards,
for
no
crying out
bikes,"
loud.
and I'm like, "Well, we have a stroller. I got to get to this location." And then, anyways, she let me pass through, which was fine. But she had, kind of turned away a couple people, and I'm like, I don't want those people to see that we got a stroller because that's gonna be awkward. But we made it in, and I mean, it's just such an awesome event. I mean, the vibes are fantastic.
It's such a
The
fun day.
The weather
It's like
was
a
great.
carnival.
Yeah.
The way it was laid out. I mean, they have the big common area kind of in the middle with all the green grass and all the cars surrounding that. It's just a really easy car show to navigate. And I think the way it was set up this year was just, it was just really nice. Like I said,
Yeah.
good vibes. So obviously Sid kills it with this planning. It takes a year, right,
About
to get this.
200 cars and about 1,000 plus people.
Yeah,
is what you were
and
saying.
but it was spread out, right? You didn't feel claustrophobic. You had plenty of room. You could
Yeah.
check out a lot of cool cars. And Katie was just very impressed because she's like, "Oh, this isn't what I thought it was at all." And then we walked over the food truck stuff, and she's like, "Hot dogs, churros,
Yeah.
like the good food type of stuff." So. I mean, me, her, and Lucy grabbed food, tri-tip sandwiches. I grabbed a beer, right? It was like a lemon refreshing alcoholic drink. I don't know what it was. But it was like 10:30. I'm like, when in Rome, right?
Right, yeah.
And did that, talked with you guys, met up with, everybody else. And then we kind of hung out in the tent area. And Katie just loved it. She's like, "Oh, this is great." She's like, "I'll go to this every year if it's like this." I'm like, "It is
There
like
you
this
go.
every year." So she'll, she's
It's a
already
more
look-
accessible car
already
show.
looking forward to next year. And
Yeah, it's
so,
the one that my wife and kids like as well, and it's really the only car show they like going to.
Yeah.
And they were bummed that they missed it.
yeah,
this
I
year.
think
Yeah, I was
once
surprised I didn't see him there.
once Lucy gets a little bit older too, where she can start walking around and think makes things a little bit. It
When
makes
she
things
can go down that crazy bouncy
Dude,
slide.
they had that bounce. It was like
that
it
looked
was-
intense,
it
dude.
was-
The start
what
is
was
just
it?
basically vertical.
What's it called, like vertical limit? I don't know what that. Dude, this thing, people. These
The first
kids,
20 feet are just like
these kids were dying down it, and then then like coming
Reanimating.
back to life. And it was like the best way to describe it is like in a video game, like the ragdoll effect. They're literally flipping down it.
you
but
don't
they're-
slide, you
but
just fall.
They pop up and they're just more jacked than ever, and then they're like again, and they run back up there. I'm like, do they make one of those for adults? I want to go down that.
It's
That
basically
looks-
just
looks like
skydiving.
so much
Yeah.
fun. They had
Base
rock
jumping.
climbing wall, a bunch of other stuff, and so. Jeff and Carolyn came, and they were very excited to see Lucy.
Yep.
And so Lucy definitely got a lot of attention. And then after that, went back home, and Katie had to go to a doctor appointment. So I watched Lucy for a couple hours. We just kind of hung out at home. And I think that evening I went out and I did. I told Katie, I said, I go take some Instagram pictures, right, for the kids to stay
Yeah,
stay relevant,
Wow,
right?
right.
make
Yeah.
myself look pretty cool,
Yeah, you don't
right?
want to lose
Can't
out
become
on
the
that.
old man.
So I went out for like a little photography session, which was actually really nice. We have an empty warehouse here, right? Parked in that, got some pretty cool shots of my car. I was
Very
pretty,
convenient
I was
location.
pretty excited about them. And then
Did you guys make sure that you clean the areas before you drive over there?
Oh
Because
yeah, no, I
there's a
sweep
ton of
nails
Yeah.
and
and
screws and
screws.
stuff. I don't
probably
wanna
have picked
get
them a
stuck
couple.
with
It's
that.
fine.
Yeah.
But then I went over to I drove over to the Veterans Hospital, right?
yeah. Mhm.
That is such a cool
a beautiful area.
that is absolutely
The old
dead.
It's the old Fort Boise.
Nobody goes there.
No.
There's
not
like
really.
there's no people there. There's no nothing. It was a Saturday evening, but like I went up there, weather was perfect.
Yeah.
Sunset.
So it's literally the old Fort Boise, and
Yeah.
it's become a decommissioned fort, and now it's become a veterans hospital and the veterans home for the old
Yeah.
veterans. But it's a really cool build.
The setting is
It's a cool
beautiful.
place
A lot of
because it's
brick.
up against the hill. It's a lot of brick, and everything's from the late 1800s, early 1900s. All the buildings.
Very
I
historical.
mean, there's new stuff too,
Sure.
but the way it's
Just
set
out of
up, it's
frame.
beautiful,
Yeah.
beautiful area.
And so, I mean, I went up there and I'm like, dude, this is the spot, man.
Yeah.
This is great. And so, really, the only thing that was there was a deer.
Yeah.
It was dead. I mean, it was
Yeah.
great. So, did that, and after that, I started heading home, and I pulled a guy that doesn't go downtown very often, right? I went down a one way, the opposite.
Oh,
the
no.
opposite way.
Yeah, they
Yes.
changed all the roads
Yep.
again.
And so I went down a one way, and I'm driving, just didn't even think about it, dude. I was just driving, didn't even realize it, and I see a car coming head on. I'm like, this freaking crazy person coming at me head on. So I slammed on my brakes, and then I realized, I look over, I'm like, oh my God, I'm in the wrong. So then I throw it in reverse, and it was one of those like weird panicky
Yeah.
situations
I
where
did that. I almost did that too this weekend when I was driving back. I almost turned. So I was like, I'll just turn down this road. I was getting pizza Friday night.
Yeah.
That's what it was. I was driving home, grabbing pizza Friday night for the family, and I went to Idaho Pizza Company, or not Idaho. I went to Chicago Connection downtown, and I did that. I turned, and I was like, that's the wrong.
Nope.
That's the wrong. I gotta go up one more block.
Yeah.
But yeah, it happens.
messes you up, right? Then Sunday, so Father's Day, my Father's Day started off a little bit different. Katie asked me, she's like, what do you want to do for Father's Day? I said, first thing in the morning, I want to go meet up with Tony.
Yeah.
And I want to
And
go
his
drive
wife and hang out.
And I want to go, not his wife, but just Tony.
Okay.
And I want to go meet up with Tony and drive his Veloster in, right?
Yeah.
So Tony, for the event, right, for
those
whole
wondering, this is Tone Zors.
Tones
Yes.
drove up his Veloster in, right? Which he's actually talked about
Can we
before.
can
on
we
the
just
Q&A.
say what a nice
Oh, him and
what a
his lovely
great
wife Bonnie,
guy.
amazing.
Amazing
They're
people.
both
Great
wonderful people.
Awesome. So they drove it up for the event to help Sydney, and he was going to work
Yeah.
with doing some detailing stuff. But he stayed around for the weekend and threw me the offer, hey, do you want to drive the Veloster in maybe like Sunday morning? I'm like, heck yeah. So that's what
Yeah.
I wanted to do. So me
Yeah.
and him, we went and met up, and he let me drive it, let me kind of really test out what I think
Rip
about
it
the
a
car.
little.
And we went up to the backside of where Hidden Springs is on Cartwright Road, and man, that thing is a freaking blast.
Yeah.
Still thinking about it. It is that much fun. I did not know that I would enjoy driving a Hyundai. And honestly, I just have to get over that whole thing of the Hyundai thing. Because
Ignore the badge.
this is a true high performance
Appreciate the car
Yeah,
for what
right.
it is.
Like I said, Hyundai means high performance machine.
It really does.
Hey, with
And-
all of us in the car, it's still hauled.
Yeah, well, we did it on Friday,
Yeah.
but like Sunday morning, it was just me and him.
Yeah.
I'm very impressed, and hit some back roads. I mean, the exhaust pops and crackles. It makes all the crazy sounds. It's stock. It's a stock car, but like it pulls like a bat out of hell, and it handles great. And we just had a ton of fun. I mean, it was just super cool being able to do that. So I really appreciate it, Tony. Thank you for letting me rip on your car. I don't know.
Is there a Veloster N or some other N in your future, perhaps?
I don't know.
You're not saying no, so that's a pretty strong
I don't know, but I
endorsement of the
really
experience.
liked that car. Like
Yeah.
I really, really do. But I would need to drive. But that was my first like modern, like tuner style car I've driven.
Yeah.
Like
I mean, you've ridden in some. You've driven
Well,
a Focus RS.
yeah,
You've ridden in a Yaris GR.
yeah, I know, but like this is like Yeah, I guess actually this is the first modern day tuner car that I liked. In comparison.
You said the others are too linear.
Yeah, the Focus RS was boring. That was a boring car,
Which is weird because it's on paper it looks like it should be more, but this is more fun to ride because I've ridden both too. But.
Yeah, and then the Yaris was
Yaris is fun.
It was fast and fun,
but we all agreed it could use more of a kick when the turbo kicks in.
Needs some turbo lag in it. It needs something to make it more exciting.
Built in.
But I mean, other than that though, I mean. Yeah, I loved it. I highly recommend, man. If you can ever drive one like a Veloster or that new Elantra just go drive one. I mean, it'll blow your mind how fun it is. And
just great time. I had a blast.
Yeah, so did that. And then I guess after that, Father's Day, we went to the Whitewater Park. There's like this JR Simplot. There's like that Whitewater Park over there. And we went there for a lunch with Katie's dad. Had there the Luciano's Cafe. Had some sandwiches, right? Nice. Had some charcuterie board, bruschetta.
Lovely.
Walked around there. And really nice, right? There was a whole E. coli breakout that had a couple years ago, which freaked everybody out at Quinn's Pond.
Yeah,
right. And so,
because they have a kids splash area.
Yeah.
And what people started doing was letting their dogs go in there.
Yeah.
And then they had a bunch of ducks pooping in there and geese, and they were like, "We can't have the kids splash area. It's contaminated by all these dogs and geese."
Yeah.
And it was so funny to see the message boards around the neighborhoods because you get the North Enders that would say like, "My dog has a right to play in that area." And people are like, "It's for children." And they're like, "That is my child."
Just look up the Facebook group, Boise Bench Dwellers.
And it's like, no, there's a sign that says no dogs allowed in this area. And they're like, well, you have your child, I have my child. Just because he has fur doesn't make him any less of a human. And
if you spend any time on the Nextdoor website or app,
pretty great.
you understand the kind of people you're
reading some of the discussions. But it's a beautiful area. It's a fun area. It's such a well-built park.
Yeah.
It was really cool when they were building it, and they found those 50 barrels of weird stuff, liquid, buried in the area, which is very strange.
Weird.
Yeah. There were some bodies. I'm not sure. It might have been radioactive. Not sure.
Double yikes.
But anyway, it's a beautiful park. And so you took your daughter.
And those barrels aren't there now. So
we didn't go in the water. But we just went there.
Perfectly safe.
And
100%.
And so finished that up, and then after that we went back home for a couple hours. Did some stuff. I ended up installing this little like placard. I don't know, it's not a placard. It's on my motorcycle on the BMW. Fork. There's like near the front fork, because BMW is so cheap. No, they're not cheap. The way they do this is wrong. Like they'll sell you the main thing, right? But if you want the fancier something, right, you got to buy the thing, you got to buy the bolts for the thing, you got to buy the tool for the thing, and you got to buy the other thing. And then
does that cost?
And then you go, well, it's already an expensive bike. Why wouldn't it have just came with this in the first place?
Yeah.
Well, because, you want your BMW stuff, right?
That's a good question. Why isn't that just part of it?
You want people to know you're riding a BMW, right? I'm like, well, yeah, I do. And, and they're like, well, you want to make sure it's prestigious, so you have to buy all the right things. I'm like, I guess you're kind of right. So it's it's right on the front fork assembly of the motorcycle, where your shocks are, right? There's this little plaque that says BMW Motor Rad.
It's like dog tag shaped.
It's like a dog tag shaped type of thing, and it has the specs of what the motorcycle has, right? It's an OEM part. I like the look of it because it adds a little something to that area.
Dolls it up a bit.
So the cost of the little plaque, right, was more than what you think it would be, and then you have to buy the right bolts, these little splined press-in things that you have to hammer in.
Not normal fasteners.
Also, not like the cheapest things for what they are. And so I'm like, I really want this. This is gonna look really cool. So I started to install this thing, and you have to hammer these things into these little holes that already exist. And it was the most stressful, stupid thing I've ever installed in my life because I masked everything off on this plaque not to damage it. And I ended up having to use a metal hammer right next to the tank and just hammered this thing for 30 minutes until I got the thing to seat all the way in. And during that time, I was thinking to myself, the amount of wrong that can happen from something like this in comparison to the small increase in maybe the looks of the vehicle.
And you were using your waffle framing hammer.
Is
21 ounce
yes.
waffle framing hammer.
And I'm like, this is not worth it. Why am I doing this?
I have a question though. Those fasteners, the screws that go in.
Yeah.
They're
a one way.
Were they self-tappers? You have to pierce the fork, or
there's
how does
already
that work?
an
There's already a
existing
hole there?
but
there is. Okay.
But they're like, once you get them in, there's a certain point at which they're like.
But now I ask the question, like you said before, if there's already holes there, why doesn't it just come on the bike in the first place?
Because, Dane, this is how they get you.
This is
what that company does.
That's like buying a car that has holes for a spoiler on the trunk, but you don't get the spoiler. You have to pay extra for that. How dumb is that?
Stupid. I know. I like I said, there's certain things about that motorcycle I love, and then there's other things where I'm like, wow,
like
what a
Porsche option.
What a
sheet.
company that does this, right? So, anyway, it took me forever. I finally got them on, but the whole entire time I'm thinking to myself, this isn't worth it. And about halfway through, when I got like the bolt like halfway through, I said, you know what? Maybe this isn't going to work out. Maybe this is a bad idea, right? So it's a one-way thing. I was already halfway in. I couldn't get it out. So I said, I have to commit. So I continued hamming there forever, and eventually I got it in. But did that, and then after that, went to my parents' house for Father's Day dinner. It's funny because Father's Day, it's kind of your day, right? For me being my first Father's Day,
feel like
but
it?
It's still your other Father's Day.
Yeah.
Like it's your Father's Day and your father-in-law's day too. So
I had to go give my father a present. That's why I went to the car show.
Now, hey, for those who don't have their
what would
fathers
be-
with them, they appreciate it.
You know what would be kind of sweet, right? If, your Father's Day really just, this sounds actually horrible. The Father's Day didn't actually involve family or anything else. It is just a day.
That's what Mother's Days are as well. you see a ton of Mother's Day posts that say, I really feel bad that the only thing I want is to be left alone today, but from the things that made me a mother.
Yeah.
It's the same. The ladies have the same feeling.
The
as
best
the
way to
guys.
celebrate it is
how it
just to
works.
be absent all the things.
Well, it would just
Mothers
be
and fathers just need to
What
not
would-
have children, I
Okay,
guess.
a sweet Mother or Father's Day idea, and this is just my opinion, just because I do like my alone time sometimes.
Isolation.
But I did have a great day.
Yeah.
Would be like if you were married, right? Your wife or your husband, whatever it is, on your opposing day, whatever it might be, right? They plan an entire day for you to be by yourself.
Don't talk about that.
But-
Don't write a check, Anthony,
I'm not writing the check.
with your
I'm
mouth
just-
that
I'm
your
just-
brain can't catch.
Cody Ko would say
no,
that they
I
should be
can't cash it.
frictionless.
I'm saying that I can't cash this check, right? But I'm saying the idea.
Just saying, put it in the ether.
I'm just
Don't
saying-
even put it in the ether.
But you already know I'm getting
I know
to,
exactly what you're talking
right?
about.
It's like, hey, your day's filled with breakfast and Top Gun, and then you're going to the go-kart
Right.
track, and then you're
Yep.
doing this, and then at the end of the day,
Yeah.
You come back and you're feeling great.
yeah, and you get a massage at 4 p.m., right?
Right.
And then that would be kind of crazy,
Yeah,
right?
it'd be an awesome day.
Don't expect that to come from me. I'm not that good of a planner, but I'm just saying the
okay.
idea is kind of cool, right?
Right. I'm
You
just
know
saying,
who's a
don't
good
put it
planner,
in the
though?
ether if you have to. All of a sudden, your wife's like,
Levi's a
listening
great
to the
planner.
podcast.
People should
Right.
expect great things from Levi.
Oh, Levi could make
Levi
it.
is such
so
a great
here's
planner.
the deal,
He's
though.
so
here's
good
the
at
deal.
it.
I can do it for
You're
the company
so
and
good
us.
at planning.
I'm not very good at doing it at my house.
G. Davis. So G. Davis spent half his Father's Day at the court, and then other half his Father's Day, it could be, in line at the DMV.
no.
And he's like,
God, it was so fun.
why did you plan this for me?
It was so fun.
No. So anyway, it was
That's
great though. I mean,
outstanding.
we had a great evening. Went over to my parents' house, had barbecue chicken, and just kind of hung out and pretty relaxing. And then went home and kind of that was it. I mean, it was just it was a great day. I used to know what to expect. People were like, "Oh, it's Father's Day! Happy Father's Day! Are you excited?"
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know.
I don't know what to expect.
What am I supposed to do today?
Didn't do a whole lot to become a father, right? It was just kind of
Yeah.
There you go.
did it literally, and here I am. So
No, I think the funnest thing that I have going back these last 11 years is I like seeing what my kids get for me or make for me. I like what they see. Like when I got my first vase from Hadley, she was like 3, and it looks like a pile of dog poop. Like I love that.
It's the thought of it.
Like the
It's
fact that she
what
made
it
that for me
represents.
like that and gave it to me for Father's Day. Like I love that. And I think so for me, I think the biggest thing is just seeing what my kids get for me, even if it's a really badly drawn, like Hadley made me coupons, like that were like gifts that I could receive, right?
Mm-hmm.
The coupon, one of them is for a prank on myself.
That's
He
pretty
just
good.
volunteered
I
for that.
don't know what that means. The next one is
just a prank, bro.
Is a back scratching.
Oh, that sounds nice.
That's nice.
And then the third one was like it was pretty much like a TV show I could watch. Like really like
I mean, that's
odd,
pretty
like
basic.
not really well thought out.
It's never
gifts, like
it's never
coupons,
the thing.
but it's
It's
funny.
the story
that
and the
she-
idea around the
Yeah,
thing.
well, like, and Carly was laughing because she's like, wait, do you see your coupons? And so I got them, and she goes, there's like tons of stuff you could have chosen with your dad, like this. It gave her all her things, and she goes, crap.
Yeah.
I didn't even think of that.
Yeah, like she said that, and it was so like it's that kind of stuff that I love, and that's what I enjoy is seeing what my kids get for me, and spending some time with them. So like going to the car show downtown with them was a lot of fun, and that was hilarious. But that was fun. But I do wish that I could have had a little more, not
Sure.
have to think. Because my thing is, I just don't like thinking about when I'm home. I don't want to think about what to do. I
No,
don't
when you get
wanna
home at
think
the end of the
about-
day, the last thing you want to do is expend energy thinking about stuff that just is going to stress you out.
well, not even.
I mean, thinking about anything in general.
I don't want to
is
do
work.
anything. I want to just sit
Yeah.
and watch TV.
You just
or
want to be jello.
sit
you
in front
just
of my
wanna
fire
veg.
and
That's why I was
veg.
pretty
That's what I
stoked
wanna
to
do.
go drive that Veloster in the morning. I was like, this is awesome.
It's
I'm like, this.
invigorating.
I mean, honestly, that did breathe life into me, and it got me. The rest of the day was cake, and I had a great time.
I see
But-
him buying something in that family sometime.
I was
in the
just
next
bummed
few
that I
years.
chose, but it was my own fault. I chose to do a car this weekend, and I was planning on not. But we had a dishwasher break in the house, and it looks like we're going to buy a new one.
Oh, yeah.
The replacement. So for those wondering, the dishwasher at the MOSHQ broke, so I need to buy a new one. The old one was a Whirlpool. It was 4 years old,
Only 4 years old.
and guy came out, looked at it, charged me $100 to diagnose it. Said you need a
can't be
new
fixed."
you need a new pump, and I'll get that pump ordered for you if you want, and I can put it in there. It's going to be another $450. And I said,
That doesn't make any sense.
this washing machine only cost $500 4 years ago, and it's still available for $525. So it's $25 cheaper for me to buy a new dishwasher.
Time to
And-
apply for a
and I
Home
said-
Depot credit card and get
So then
12
I go-
months interest-free financing on it.
So then I go, well, if I do it myself, what's the part that needs to be replaced? And he goes, this is the pump. So I look up the pump. It's $300 with $50 shipping. So now I'm $450 and 2 hours of my time,
That's so irritating.
which I charge myself far more.
Yeah.
So I go, I just got to buy a new. So anyway, part of me pulling that 300 was like, I got to get some cash to save up. So
Well, we've
that's
all
why I
been
did it,
there
but-
where you sank some time into something that ultimately you just wound up having to replace. It sucks,
Yeah.
but
So
it does happen.
it was my own fault for getting that car.
At least you didn't, at least you weren't storing stuff underneath your kitchen sink.
Oh.
And then, like bags and,
I do that,
other
yeah,
things
yeah.
like that. And then you accidentally knock the collar loose on the, on the P pipe, the collector pipe that
Yeah.
goes from your dishwasher.
Oh.
And then not know that for several, probably maybe a month or so.
Okay,
And then
yeah.
it leaks water down underneath that area. And then it completely ruins all of the wood within your cabinet. And literally warps everything to the point of no fixing.
All my
And
houses
then-
have done
Was that in
And
your
then-
old house?
And then you reach down to grab a bag and you say, "Why is this all wet?" And you pull it out and you go, "Oh my God, what
Everything's
happened?"
wet.
And then you realize literally the collar was just slightly loose.
Just
so then
a
you
little
tighten it back
loose.
up and you go, "Wow, well that's irreparable damage for
Yeah.
probably what it is." So that happened to me over the weekend too,
That's awesome.
which is fine. It just sucks because on a new house,
Yeah, it's a
when
brand
things
new
like
house.
that happens, and you're just like, "Damn, that sucks," right?
Yeah.
But you have to live in it. It's a
Yeah.
house. You can't not live in the house, but like that stuff happens, and you just think,
Based upon
frustrating.
Gabe's recommendation a while back, I did pick up one of those landmark home warranties, which normally I'd never go near that kind of thing. But he pointed out it's legit, so they'll replace anything that goes wrong in your house, and it's cheap compared to the alternative. So I was like, okay, I'll give it a shot. So I haven't had to do it yet, but I'm hoping if that happens, that will be the solution.
Well, you just replumbed your entire house.
Yeah, that unfortunately was not.
It didn't get covered by the landmark warranty.
It was covered. It was a little before because I hadn't had the house long enough for it to count yet. So yeah, you got to be in your house for a little bit first. Anyway,
But this weekend,
that
this
was
week,
it.
I got 3 cars. My parents are dropping off their car. I got 2 cars scheduled for the weekend. Then I'm taking Monday and Tuesday off next week.
Oh, that sounds nice.
Going camping.
Ooh, that sounds very nice.
So I'm going to bust my butt to get all these cars done.
Yeah.
And then Sunday evening, taking the kids up to Creekside. And
Nice.
we'll just chill out.
Enjoy.
Just you and the kids, or you and Carly?
Me and Carly and the kids. But there's no cell service up there.
That's
Okay.
good.
Okay,
That's
get
going to
hold of you.
separate
Which I
you
like.
from all
Which I
the
really like.
stuff in life. Just
Yeah. So I
enjoy
won't be
your
on the
time away.
podcast next
So,
week.
Going up to the property, right?
Going up
Right.
to the property that
We
Sunday
should-
I hope to buy
We should
from
just start
from
saying
the
that.
person
Like,
that
we
owns
don't, we don't have property.
you just say, we're
but
going
we'll
to
just
the
tell
property.
people, like, you're just going up to a normal park. You're going up to like a
Going up
state
to
park.
a lady's backyard.
No,
That's what I'm
it's
doing.
it's the property up there. It's a that's
She's got 40 acres on the hill.
Yeah. You don't own that. No, I know, but I mean,
I
it's,
just pay her $30 a night to use it.
yeah,
Yeah.
good deal for
No,
everybody.
that's good. So before we go, I just want to answer a few questions here because, for example, forced induction
Not
drive
this year,
asking-
man.
Yeah, sorry to
Next
say,
year we will.
not this year.
Yeah.
But next year we would like to incorporate an East Coast trip into it, and we may have a special guest with us. We're trying. You know, you never
see.
know, but it could happen. And then, no, sorry, Nate, I did not sell the car. It's still here in the parking lot with for sale signs in it. Somebody will be interested. I just have to hold out hope, you know. So if you know anybody interested who'd like to ship it to wherever they are, that's fine. I'll wheel and deal. Anything else here? Of course, Tony said, morning, boys. So hello, Tony. Thank you for being a wonderful guest. And
He also says I can replace the bottom wood on the cabinet.
Yeah.
Tony, it got up to the sides of the. You know what I'm saying? It's the
Yeah, you gotta
sides,
pull the
and
cabinet.
inside of the
Yeah.
cabinet too.
Don't pull the cabinet, just leave it.
That's why you just
Fine.
leave it, right? It
Yeah.
it strengthens it.
gee, it's sometimes, no matter how good you may be at something, it can be a lot less stressful just
Yep.
to pay somebody else to do it.
No.
Dane's motto.
Have somebody else do everything for you.
If I'm saving 10% by doing a job myself, I will spend the extra 10% to have someone else do it and save myself the
10%.
mental anguish.
10%, he says. Extra 10%.
And you know what? And you're probably
The logic in my brain is
The logic
I
is-
don't need to do that. Am I just satisfying some part in my ego that says I have to be able to be the DIY king? I have to be able to do that or else people will think less of me? No, I'm just going to say, here, expert, you do it. You'll get it done way faster than me, and it'll probably hold together better than if I'd done it myself. I
And
still
that-
like
and-
learning
and-
things.
and-
I still like doing
you're not
things.
wrong.
Just not that.
You're not
Okay.
wrong. I'm just one of the,
Yeah.
I'm
No,
one
I
of
know
those
you guys are like DIY
but it
dudes.
depends. It depends on the cost savings, right? If I add it up and I'm like, hey, this will save me like $500 if I do it myself versus paying somebody else to do it, I'll probably justify it. But if it's like a difference of maybe less than $100, I can see it. But I'm also the kind of guy that goes, well, I think I can probably do it better than that guy can because at least I'll do it.
Alex Dorr, G. Davis can move to Boise and be an in-home dishwasher. Prime retirement gig. You know
Dude,
what?
pretty
If
good
he
deal.
just,
The kids, who's this man washing her dishes?
Meanwhile, G's popping in.
My
Hello,
kid, Augie
ladies.
would love
Dishwasher
it.
install
Augie would think
fertility
G'd be the
advice.
funniest
dear.
person in the world.
And lastly, we got Tony here.
Oh, I'll
We had
replace
to gut
sides and
ours.
I'll
Yeah.
leave the shell on the cabinet so attached to the wall. It looks better than the outside. Wow, okay.
And that's...
That gives hope for me then. I don't know
that's
how
our
to-
show.
I don't know how to do it, but I can figure it out.
Ooh, okay, David. What's the
Nice.
new
Congrats,
job?
man.
Congrats, by the way. So, yeah, that pretty much rounds out our show. Thank you so much to
my
everybody
God.
who tuned in here and listens. Yes, I already put that on the screen. You don't have to reshare it.
Man.
Yeah. So, thank you everybody who watched, who listened. It's been fun. We had a great time, and
I know you would, G.
Yeah. No, G, he totally would. He would. But yeah, you got to bro down sometimes. So anyway, thank you everybody. Please subscribe if you're new. If you haven't done it already, we have these really fun talks every single Monday or Tuesday, depending on how things work out. And of course, don't miss Q&A Thursdays over on the main Reg Company channel.
Congrats, David.
Where
Congratulations.
stuff is always happening. We're answering questions. And congrats to David, who is a firefighter EMT at a neighboring city. Excellent, dude. That is awesome. And good luck to everybody out there. That's great. So thank you, and we will catch you later this week for Q&A Thursday. Anything left to add before we go? That's it. All right. Happy belated Father's Day to all the fathers out there. We'll see you later.
See you guys.